Hola to those that say Oaxaca. So today Sergio is working up at the ranch with Jay, and we also have a friend that's up there working as well. So I figured I would show you guys what they're doing, but first we're going to go to the tienda because we're going to get some fruit to take up to them as well as a drink. So here's the tienda. We're going to see what fruit she has and what drink she has to take up to Sergio, Jay, and our friends that are working at the rancho. Here we have our watermelon and our juice that we're going to take up to the ranch. So today I remembered my bag. We have our watermelon and our juice, and now we are headed up to the ranch where Sergio and Jay are working with our friends. Y hoy Sergio y Jay están trabajando en el rancho con uno de nuestros amigos y voy a llevarlos una sandía y un jugo y voy a enseñarles qué está haciendo ellos. Entonces vamos al rancho. So this right here is the road that we live on, and that house down there is where the tienda is. It's on the other side of that house. There's another little house on the opposite side of it, and that's where the store is. So that's where we get almost everything that we buy here in town. And then if you walk down a little bit, this is kind of like the side of our house. And then here is our driveway. There's Lily and Ray. Lily's helping me with Ray for a little bit. And then here is our driveway. And then that is our house, and our rancho is up this way, up this hill, and that's where we're going to be going. Okay, but now I'm going to get Ray from Lily because Lily is going to be going to hang out with one of her friends for a little while. Y Lily va a ir a jugar con uno de sus amigos, entonces Ray y yo vamos a ir al rancho. Okay, Miss Lily, go have fun with your friend.
Okay, see you later.
So there goes Lily to go play with her friend, and we're going to the rancho. Now we're going to walk up this road here to get to the rancho. Y ahora vamos a caminar a nuestro rancho. Y ya llegamos a nuestro rancho y voy a enseñarles qué está haciendo Sergio, Jay y nuestros amigos. And so I know yesterday we had mentioned that Keke's going to be doing his little ranchito up here at the land. And so right now we have some friends up here at the ranch with Sergio and Jay, and they're working on cleaning up all of the madera, or the wooden posts, and all of the metal roofing, or the láminas. Ellos están quitando todo la madera y los láminas, porque aquí Keke va a hacer su rancho. También todo esto vamos a quitar. Está Sergio y nuestro amigo Noé quitando la malla. Aquí tenemos que quitar toditito, porque a lo mejor en esta semana o para el otro va a venir la máquina para limpiar todo. So here we have the watermelon. I'm going to get ready to cut that up and then hand that out. And I'm going to show you what Sergio y Jay that they're making here at the rancho as well. Y aquí Sergio y Jay están cocinando unos alotes. Y estos alotes son que Keke sembró. And so these alotes, Sergio and Jay are cooking. And these are the ones that Keke planted before he left. And so Jay and Sergio had to go cut the corn stalks today, so they had something to feed to Keke's animals. And so they're feeding the corn stalks to Keke's animals, and then we're going to eat the corn. And so here is the corn that Sergio and Jay went to go cut this morning. Y aquí está la milpa que Sergio y zacates que Sergio y Jay se fue a cortar en la mañana. And the truck was all the way full, so they already fed some to the sheep and the bull. And this will be for afternoon chores. They'll probably have enough for a couple days here. Even though that Keke is not here with us, we're still going to enjoy some elotes. Y yo sé que Keke no está aquí con nosotros porque está en Ohio, pero vamos a disfrutar unos elotes que él sembró. And there they found a alacrán, or a scorpion. Ellos están limpiando aquí en el rancho y encontraron un alacrán. That is one thing that has taken me a lot to get used to is I'm from Ohio, so we don't have like a ton to worry about. We have ticks, that's about it. But here we have to watch out for scorpions, tarantulas, we have black widows, we have rattlesnakes and coral snakes. Thankfully, usually the rattlesnakes are usually in the hills. They don't really come down too much. However, every great once in a while, they do find some in the road, especially when it's very hot, like it has been lately. The same with the scorpions. The scorpions don't typically come around except when it's really hot. And I think like they go to the concrete, like in the house, because it might be a little bit cooler. So typically that's when we find scorpions. So since I've been here almost 10 years. And before this week, I've only seen probably about 4 or 5 scorpions. But this last week, I've actually seen 3. So with the heat, they're just bringing a lot of scorpions down towards where we are. Eso es una de las cosas que me cuesta un poquito adaptar a la vida aquí, es los animalitos así. Por ejemplo, los alacranes, las culebras, los chintalaguas. Estas arañas que tienen una dot rojo en su espalda. Estos arañas que están muy venenosos. Estos animales no me gustan. And so, like I said, that is something that has taken me a lot to adopt to here is the animals. Before you put clothes and shoes on, you definitely need to shake them out. About 7 or 8 years ago, we were getting ready to go somewhere, and I shook Lily's shoes out, and a black widow was in her shoe. So thankfully we had shook her shoes out and nothing happened. So it's very important if you're in Oaxaca to always shake out your shoes. And then about a week ago, Ray did get stung by a scorpion. I was very scared, but thankfully Sergio knew what to do. Thankfully he was fine, nothing happened. Where he got stung didn't even swell up. He did cry because it is like a really bad like pulsating sensation, kind of like when you get stung by a bee, but a little bit more intense. And so we put alcohol on it, and then we had another lady who said to rub it down with garlic. So we rubbed it. We immediately put alcohol on it. We immediately put garlic on it, and then they said give him some chocolate. So he had chocolate, and he was perfectly fine. There are scorpions that are more venomous here in our area, so you really need to know the difference. And then thankfully this one is kind of like a bee. If you're allergic to it, then that's when you will have a reaction. But thankfully Ray was fine. Very scary moment for us, but like I said, thankfully everything was fine. If you've never been stung by a scorpion, I definitely recommend to seek medical attention because you never know, and there are very venomous ones as well. There's the juice and the sandia, and everybody's resting because it's super hot here in Oaxaca. So now Ray and I are going to head home because we're going to go make dinner so everybody can eat. And so there's Sergio and our friend Nue, Jay, and we're going to leave them up here working after their break. And like I said, I'm going to go home and make food, and Ray's going to go with me to see if he takes a nap. Fine. Okay, so the plan is that Ray and I are going to go back to the house. We're going to wait on Lily. We're going to try to get Ray to take a little nap so he's not super grumpy this afternoon. And then I think if we can find tasajo for dinner, we're going to have tasajo with onions, and I'm going to bring that back up to the ranch to feed everybody later. So I'm hoping that I didn't miss the tortillero. I'm hoping that I can get tortillas and tasajo. And we're going to go back to the store, and I'll take you guys with me as well. And we're going to get some jamaica because we're going to make an agua fresca de jamaica. And there's Ray telling the sheep and the bull bye. As we're walking by, I wanted to show you guys as well. This is what Sergio and Jay are feeding Keke's animals. And what they do is, you can see the stuff that they pushed out. They just chop it real small to feed them so it's easier for them to eat. See you, Dad. Bye, Dad. See you later, Dad. So Ray's walking down saying, bye, Dad. See you later, Dad, because we're going back down to the house, or we're walking back down to the house. And there goes one of the moto taxis. And that's how a lot of times that people can get around in our town. So typically in our neighborhood, I don't use a moto taxi because our town is broken up into like neighborhoods. And I don't typically use a moto taxi. But when I go to like the center, it is 10 pesos to go per person. And then past the center, anywhere past the center, and then to the entrance of town, it's 15 pesos a person. Here we are at the bottom of the road, and then that drive is my house, but we're gonna go to the tienda. We are back at the tienda to see if we can get some jamaica. And so here's what I got from the tienda. So Ray and I got this to share, and then we're gonna make some agua fresca de jamaica. So this is jamaica, this is how it comes. It's like little flowers that you boil. And then Ray asked for banana, so we got a banana. And then with dinner, we're gonna have some avocados. And so jamaica is super easy to make. And right now I'm just kind of checking to make sure there's no trash, because sometimes you get little sticks and leaves in it as well. And so all I do is I put this in a little pan and I add water and I boil it. And so that's what I'm doing now. Then I just filled up my pan with water, and I'm just gonna put this on the stove to boil. So I love agua frescas, and so I try to make an agua fresca every day. Right now we also go through tons of water. We can go through about a garrafon of water a day, which I can't remember if it's 15 or 20 liters, but that's just drinking water that we go through each day and that I use to make our agua frescas. On top of that, we'll also drink an electrolyte drink or like a sports drink to help stay hydrated as well, because we have dealt with dehydration in the past. Because here you can get quickly dehydrated, which is not fun. So we try our best to stay on top of it. Okay, so now we have a new plan. We're actually going up to the rancho to make dinner because I ran out of gas here at the house, and Sergio has the truck, so I can't go get a gas tank right now. However, we're just going to go up to the ranch because I have Lainey up there. Sergio already has a fire started, so I'm just going to take everything up there. We're going to have a little carne asada. The plan was to make tasajo. However, we also couldn't find tasajo, so we were able to find chorizo and cecina. So we're going to have a carne asada with chorizo and cecina. We also have some onions that we're going to roast, and then I'm going to make a salsa de mil tomate. So come along with us up at the land, and I'll show you guys a little bit of that as well. So here I am back up at the ranch. And here I'm making my dinner. I'm making my salsa first. So here's what I made for dinner. I forgot to do a video while I was making it, but we had cecina, chorizo, onions, and aguacate with tortillas. So they got everything on the back side cleaned up, and this is what is coming down now. So we're still gonna have our little ranchito up here. It's probably just gonna be moved this way a little bit, somewhere over in here, and then all of this is going to be Keke. So he, like I said before, he's going to have his rancho on the bottom, and then on top of his rancho where he has animals, he's going to build his house. But we're going to leave all the trees. We just have to trim everything, and then the máquina is going to come through and flatten everything out. And so there they took all the láminas from our little ranchito. And I know that we have a big mess, but like I said, little by little, it's getting cleaned up. Sergio is stacking all of the láminas and the madera over on the hill. And then Keke is going to buy stuff to make a new rancho in the back, and then ours is going to be more towards the front. They are going to finish up what they can tonight. They got all of the láminas down, and they're stacking the wood over there and the láminas. And then we have to clean all of this up this week before the máquina can come and level everything out. So little by little, this will all be cleaned up, and then Keke's rancho is going to be in the very, very back. Kind of like back there on the bottom where he's standing. All right, it's going to be the galera for his animals. It's going to be back there. So now Lily and I are headed home because we have some stuff to do at the house, and Lily has homework to get done for the night before school tomorrow. So we're going to go home and do that. And after that, we're going to get ready for bed. But we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to stay tuned because we will bring you guys along as we start building Keke's galera back here. But we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.
Bye. Adios.